Very good evening, you all. Welcome back to CUET PG Malviya Academy. I hope you all are doing great. So, in this series, we are going to know some important questions, and I'm sure that you all have revised those particular So make me sure I'm audible to you all. Very good evening, you all. In this class, we are going to know some important questions. Very good evening, Kashish, Datta, Shaurya. Very good evening, you all. So in this class, we are going to know some important questions which were already asked in your examination. All right, let's start the class. The first question for you is, you all know tomorrow is Vasant Panchami and Republic Day is also coming. So Vasant Panchami or Republic Day के occasion में you will get 500 off. You will get discount of 500 on every courses. You can visit Malviya Academy and you can ask your queries there. So I wish you all a happy Vasant Panchami in advance. You can consider this offer. The first question for you is, identify the author of the following lines. Let sea discovers to new worlds have gone. Let's map to other worlds on worlds have shown. Let's possess one world each had one and is one. Who has written this line? Which of the following writer had written this line? Very good evening, you all. Which of the following writer has written this line? And in your exam, they ask sometimes direct lines from the particular work, from the particular poem. And the direct line was asked in your exam. I hope it's clear to you all. What should be the correct answer here? In your option, Shakespeare is there, George Herbert, John Donne and Henry Vaughan. Who has written this line? Let sea discovers to a new world have gone. This is very important line and the direct line was asked in previous year papers. Okay. Many of you are saying, someone is saying B, someone is saying done, someone is saying C. What should be the correct option? The correct option is John Donne. Okay, John Donne has written this line. Can you tell me in which poem John Donne has written this line? In which poem John Donne has written this line that let sea discovers to new world have gone? Very good. The Good Morrow. You all know The Good Morrow is an important poem by John Donne. John Donne, who is an important metaphysical poet. He is an important metaphysical poet. You know, metaphysical poetry, this term was coined by Dr. Samuel Johnson, and this particular group is conferred to those authors, those poets who were there in 16th century, in Jacobean period, 16th and the early part of the 17th century in Jacobean age, who had focused on conceit, wit and noble diction in their writings. They had treated scientific subject matter in great philosophical way, in intellectual way. Alright, and important metaphysical writers you must remember in your mind are John Donne, Henry Vaughan, Richard Crassus, George Herbert, Abraham Cavalier and Henry Vaughan. Okay, these are important metaphysical poets and इन सारे metaphysical poets से आपके एग्जाम में डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, तो आप हमेशा याद रखिएगा. The next question for you is, in the summer of 1712 the Spectator published a series of essays on the pleasure of imagination. Who has written Pleasure of Imagination? Who is the author of the essay The Pleasure of Imagination? What should be your answer? Very good. John Addison has written The Pleasure of Imagination, and I hope this question I discussed in the last class as well. Which of the following plays of Shaw has anti-romantic comedy and its subtitle? Anti-romantic comedy. Which of the following plays of Shaw having anti-romantic comedy? What should be your answer? In your options you have Saint John, Pygmalion, Arms and the Man and the Apple Cart. Thank you, Shaurya. Thank you, everyone of you. Thank you, each one of you. Thank you so much. Yes, Arms and the Man is considered as anti-comedy. You can see that what kind of question NTA can ask. You can guess that these kind of questions will be asked in your upcoming exam, because these questions are really significant. These questions hold so much of importance because these were asked already in the examination, and these questions will be asked in the upcoming exam as well. All right. Next question for you is the Countess Kathleen, very important play, very important poetic drama written in the year 1892 by W.B. Yeats, highlights injustice too. You have options women, workers, the Welsh and the Irishman. What should be the answer? The Countess Kathleen by W.B. Yeats highlights injustice to whom? Women, workers, the Welsh or the Irishman? You all know W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, is very important poet, very important writers of modern period, who has written many important works like The Second Coming. He had written this poetic drama entitled as Countess Kathleen, which was written in the year 1892. You have to figure it out for whom, like which matter the particular poetic drama highlights. So the correct answer is the Irishman. Okay, and you all know W.B. Yeats was an influential writer in Irish revival, Celtic revival, which was a kind of Irish revival, and he had written many important works. Do you have remembered important works, major works of W.B. Yeats? What are those major works written by W.B. Yeats? Yes, student, what are those major works written by W.B. Yeats? Sailing to Byzantium, very good. Sailing to Byzantium, The Second Coming. The Second Coming is very popular poem from which Chinua Achebe took title for his novel Things Fall Apart, Center Cannot Hold. He has also written A Prayer for My Daughter. Esther is another very important poem. So these are important works, and you must remember this poetic drama Countess Kathleen, written by W.B. Yeats. See, direct question was asked from W.B. Yeats that who is the author of the Countess Kathleen. अभी हमने पढ़ा कि Countess Kathleen किस particular थीम को, किस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट मैटर को हाईलाइट करता है. हियर यू हैव टू फिगर इट आउट हु इज द राइटर, एंड इट्स वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन. W.B. Yeats will be the correct answer. Lady Gregory and W.B. Yeats set up the Abbey Theatre in the year 1904. In which country? In your option it is London, Canterbury, Dublin and Edinburgh. What should be correct answer? You all know Lady Gregory also plays an important role in Celtic revival, and W.B. Yeats together with Lady Gregory set up Abbey Theatre, which is very important theatre in Ireland because both of them are Irish authors. So Abbey Theatre was established in Dublin. C will be the correct answer, and this particular question was asked in previous year exam. Next question for you is the Edwardian age spreads from. See, literary periods इतने सारे हैं British literature में. Starting from Anglo-Saxon age, Old English period, Anglo-Norman period, then you have Elizabethan age, which is a part of the broader Restoration age. Then you have to study Jacobean period, Caroline period, Commonwealth period, Civil War and interregnum, Restoration age, Augustan age, age of sensibility, which are the part of Neoclassical movement, Neoclassical age. After Neoclassical period, the Romantic age, then modern period, Victorian age and modern period and postmodern period. And हर बार एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट पूछा जाता है, कोई पर्टिकुलर पीरियड का नाम रहेगा लिटरेरी पीरियड का और आपसे पूछा जाएगा कि इसका टाइम लेंथ क्या है, जो कि डायरेक्ट यहाँ पे पूछा गया है. ओके, व्हाट शुड बी द आंसर? सी. एवरीवन इज सेइंग सी. 1901 से 1910. Some of you are saying 1901 से 1914. 1901 से 1914. What should be the correct answer? See, there are two ages, Edwardian age and Georgian age. Edwardian period and Georgian period. Edwardian period and Georgian period. There are two periods in modern age. All right. You can consider 1901 से 1914. Okay, 1901 से 1910, that is the short governments of Edward VII. Okay, who was the great king in Britain, and I hope you all are getting it. King Edward VII. The Georgian period spans from 1914 to 45. Next question for you is E.M. Forster, very important novelist of English literature, did not write which of the following novel? A Passage to India, A Room of One's Own, A Room with a View, and Where Angel Fears to Tread. And it is very easy question because you all know A Room of One's Own is written by Virginia Woolf. A Room of One's Own is written in the year 1929, and this is very important. This is very important essay by Virginia Woolf. Apart from this, you must remember A Passage to India, A Room with a View, and Where Angels Fears to Tread. These are important novels by E.M. Forster. Okay. Another important question from E.M. Forster is that E.M. Forster worked as secretary to the Maharaja of Although this question was not asked to you. Who among the following said that I have desired like every artist to create a little world out of the beautiful, pleasant and significant things of the married and clumsy world? Which of the following author had made this statement by saying that I have desired like every artist to create little world out of the beautiful, pleasant and significant things of the married and clumsy world? You have options T.S. Eliot, W.B. Yeats, A.C. Swinburne and W.H. Auden. What should be the answer? Yes, B is the correct answer. W.B. Yeats had written this particular line. Next question for you is, who among the following is said to have brought French symbolism to England at the end of the 19th century? Which of the following writer brought French symbolism? Symbolist movement was there in modern period. Symbolist movement. You must have heard about Imagism. Okay, you will have to figure it out which of the following writer brought French symbols to England. What should be the correct answer? Oscar Wilde, W.B. Yeats, Arthur Symons and Walter Pater. Who among the following is said to have brought French symbols to England at the end of the 19th century? Okay, so the French symbolists like Oscar Wilde and other writers were embraced in England because they are from Ireland. You know, Oscar Wilde is very important writer from Ireland. Your answer should be Arthur Symons. Okay, Arthur Symons brought French symbol in England in the late 18th century. Next question for you is, which of the following is a science fiction novel? And this question was asked for several times in the exam. Okay, which of the following is a science fiction work? What should be your answer? Science fiction works कौन से है? The Time Machine. Do you know who has written Time Machine? Who is the author of the work The Time Machine? You have other options like Far from the Madding Crowd, Pilgrimage and Three Sisters. H.G. Wells. Very good. Do you have remembered other works, other major works by H.G. Wells? H.G. Wells के other important works आपको पता है? Do you have remembered other important works written by H.G. Wells? The Invisible Man. Very good. The Time Machine and The Invisible Man. Do you know who has written Far from the Madding Crowd? यहाँ से भी question exam में पूछा गया है. Who has written the Far from the Madding Crowd? Who is the author of this particular poem, Far from the Madding Crowd? Thomas Hardy, who is an important writer in Victorian age. Do you know this fact that from which poem Thomas Hardy took the title for his novel Far from the Madding Crowd? From which particular elegy, from which particular poem Thomas Hardy adapted the title for his novel, entitled as Far from the Madding Crowd? Do you have any idea? This phrase you can find in the poem Elegy Written in Country Churchyard. Who has written Elegy Written in Country Churchyard? Thomas Gray. And that's very important elegy of English literature from which questions were asked in the examination. तो याद रखिएगा, कई बार ऐसे क्वेश्चन भी एग्जाम में आते हैं कि जो इम्पोर्टेंट फ्रेज है किसी पर्टिकुलर वर्क का, वहां से किस मेजर ऑथर ने अपने वर्क के लिए टाइटल अडैप्ट किया है. All right, next question for you is, who among the following was not a war poet? War poets were there in, modern period and postmodern period. So which of the following is not a war poet? Rupert Brooke, Wilfred Owen, Sassoon, all these are important representative war poets. What about A.C. Swinburne? A.C. Swinburne is not a war poet. That is why D should be correct answer. Alright, D should be the correct answer. And I hope you must have remembered the important work, major work of Rupert Brooke. Do you know which is an important work by Rupert Brooke? बताइए. द सोल्जर. रूपर्ट ब्रूक ने द सोल्जर लिखा है. Anyway, next question for you. Who among the following does not belong to the Bloomsbury group? Very important group of the authors. You have to figure it out which of the following writer does not belong to the group of Bloomsbury group. You have options: Henry James, Virginia Woolf, E.M. Forster and Lytton Strachey. What should be the correct answer? ये सारे इंपॉर्टेंट राइटर्स भी हैं और ब्लूम्सबरी ग्रुप से कई बार क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में पूछा गया है. ऑल राइट, हेनरी जेम्स. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाई हेनरी जेम्स इज फेमस इन इंग्लिश लिटरेचर? विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग टर्म ही हैज प्रोपाउंडेड? विच इज द फॉलोइंग विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग टर्म हेनरी जेम्स हैज प्रोपाउंडेड? Portrait of the lady. Okay. Henry James does not belong to Bloomsbury group. Very good. And these two authors, Virginia Woolf and E.M. Forster, both of them are very important authors, significant author. Make sure you have remembered the major works written by Virginia Woolf and E.M. Forster both. And A Room of One's Own is very important essay, very famous essay by Virginia Woolf, which was asked for several times in the examination. She had also written many important novels. E.M. Forster's works are also important. And yes, Lytton Strachey, an eminent Victorian writer. Next question for you is, we were the last romantics. This line appeared in the poem written by which of the following writer? Okay, we were the last romantics. This particular line appeared in which poem? Written by which of the following writer? W.B. Yeats, A.C. Swinburne, John Keats and Matthew Arnold. किस particular writer ने लिखा है We were the last romantics? Okay, Datta is saying A. What about other students? Yeats. Yes, This question was also asked in UGC NET examination. So be very clear about these lines which were frequently asked in the exam. This particular line, we were the last romantics, written by W.B. Yeats. Can you tell me in which poem he had written this particular line? In which particular poem W.B. Yeats made this statement that we were the last romantics? Very good. Kulpark and Bailey. Right. Next question for you. Which of the following works by Virginia Woolf is feminist document? You have options: Mrs. Dalloway, A Room of One's Own, To the Lighthouse, and The Waves. Again, it's quite easy question. You all know A Room of One's Own is considered as an important essay in the theory of feminism. And this is considered as a feminist document written by Virginia Woolf. So B would be the correct option. B is the correct answer here. Apart from B, apart from this answer, you must remember Mrs. Dalloway, To the Lighthouse, and The Waves. Okay, these are other important writings written by Virginia Woolf. You must remember the year of the publication as well. Virginia Woolf has written Mrs. Dalloway in the year 1925. To the Lighthouse, she has written in the year 1927, and The Waves she has written in the year 1931. And 1929, ये तो आपको याद होना ही चाहिए, A Room of One's Own का. Next question for you, modern fiction, which was written in the year 1919, written by which of the following author? You have options: Henry James, Joseph Conrad, Virginia Woolf, and D.H. Lawrence. What should be the correct answer? Who has written modern fiction? B. Many of you are saying B. Joseph Conrad has written modern fiction? Seriously? Because this is very significant question. Yes, the correct option is Virginia Woolf. She has written modern fiction in the year 1919. Apart from modern fiction, you must remember her important novels entitled as To the Lighthouse, okay, then Mrs. Dalloway, and a feminist document, a feminist critical essay she has written entitled as A Room of One's Own. Next question for you is, who said in or about December 1910, human character changed? Human character changed. Which of the following writer said that in or about December 1910, human character changed? You have options: Virginia Woolf, Willa Cather, Catherine, and Edith Wharton. Although about these authors you are very unfamiliar, so I am giving this question for your homework. You must remember this, okay? You can go through these writers. Next question for you is, I am not Prince Hamlet nor was mean to be appears in which of the following poem written by T.S. Eliot? You have options: The Wasteland, J. Ronson, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and Portrait of a Lady. What should be your answer? I'm not Prince Hamlet nor was mean to be. This line appeared in which of the following poem? And you must remember these poems because these are major poems of English literature modern period. Yes, this line appears in the poem The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Can you tell me the writer of this particular poem? In which year he has written The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock? First of all, tell me the name of the author. Very good. T.S. Eliot, who is the most celebrated writer and critic of the age, he had written The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. He had written this work in the year 1915. What about the Wasteland? In which year he had written the Wasteland, which is considered as the manifesto of modern age, modern period? 1922. All right. What about J. Ronson? What about J. Ronson? See, T.S. Eliot is very important, very major writer, so you must remember all his writings. Okay? Well, so I'm ending this session here. I'll be talking about other authors, other important works in the next session. I hope you enjoyed this. Is this clear to you all? Do you want to ask any question? I'll be taking for 2 hours in the next session because I am not feeling well today. Okay. So we'll see you all in the next session. You will be notified for that. All right. And please revise all those things which I have already discussed. All right. Thank you so much, students. Thank you so much.